Hello viewers. So I recently crossed 1100 subscribers on YouTube, and as promised to myself, with each addition of 100 subscribers I add something new to my video recording toolkit. Sometimes it's a piece of hardware, sometimes it's a piece of paid software. This time it is, as you can see hopefully, that's right, I've got a gaming microphone, that too from the company Shure. I've seen many stalwarts on YouTube use Shure microphones for recording videos, and I hope the audio quality is good in this video. What I understood after watching the microphones used by stalwarts on YouTube is I should not allow only successful people on YouTube to have all the fun. I'm pretty sure the company Shure will also benefit greatly to notice that even unsuccessful people on YouTube like me are using their product. Speaking of unsuccessful, I was watching a YouTube channel called The Vanguard, or only Vanguard, not sure, the is there or not, but Vanguard. I don't know if the people using that channel or creating the channel, the founders of the channel, know about the Leninist connotations of the word Vanguard. If they know, it's bad. If they don't know, it's also bad. But I guess it's worse if they know and still use the name Vanguard. Of course, Lenin did reinterpret Marxist theory of communism and advocated in favor of a vanguard party that would help in the establishment of a communist regime, something I've talked about at length in two of my videos. We will talk about my videos, but I just want to highlight one point, that people on YouTube generally talk about the same thing, because no one really knows which video will get millions of views. And if you don't get millions of views, as somebody who is about to get monetized, I know that you get about 20 rupees in Indian currency or 100 rupees in Indian currency for each 1000 views for your videos. So there is a temptation to copy, to talk about the same things that everyone is talking about, to see what's going viral and then add your take on it, which is ironically not that different from the takes that you have heard in that one video you have seen on that one topic that everyone seems to be talking about. This is a YouTube phenomenon, a copycat phenomenon. You can also say it's kind of a Me Too thing, where people generally say the same thing in every video just to get views, because the more views you get, the more money you can earn from YouTube. So that's what I've noticed, that anything that is said in any given video on YouTube has been said by someone else in some other video on YouTube that you may not have seen. And maybe the only difference is some different analogy was used, a slight variation on the analogy used, a slight variation in the background lighting, a slight variation in the accent in which the person is speaking, a slight variation probably in the language in which the person is speaking, a slight variation in the background, or maybe they are using a more affordable model of the Shure microphone. The Shure microphone is so widely used on YouTube. President Donald J. Trump called this the weave. I call it the suspension of shame, and proudly failing publicly at YouTube on YouTube. Having said that, let's look at what I was up to on YouTube in the past week. I uploaded videos 464 all the way to video number 471. Video 472 will be live tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Do feel free to check it out. Let's talk about video number 464, which is a talking scene, the lunch scene in Jurassic Park, which I believe, now that I'm revisiting Jurassic Park as an adult, I feel the talking scenes are so prescient. They are not just relevant to dinosaurs, it's relevant to any remarkable leap in technology. Maybe AI, maybe the internet, maybe smartphone, maybe social media. If you don't fully understand the power of something that you're unleashing on the world without really giving it some serious thought, then the repercussions may be too vast to limit. Maybe you'll not be able to mitigate the disaster that may ensue once these forces are let loose, just like the dinosaurs were in Jurassic Park. So I really like that particular scene, but I did deviate from it and I tried to talk about one sole aspect of it, that is the word Luddite, and I tried to explain what that word means. In video number 465 is one of my most popular videos on this channel. Now this is the irony here. On my channel, a video that generates more than 100 views is very popular, and in Vanguard, the channel that I was talking about, they were mocking another YouTube channel, TYT, the Young Turks, for getting 311,000 views. 311,000. And on my channel, if I get 311 views, I feel very, very happy. So that's the metric here. Of course, if you are a small channel like mine, then it's not about the views, it's about the community, it's about knowing everyone who watches your videos. It's basically a lot of philosophy to explain away the fact that you have not succeeded on YouTube. Anyway, so this particular video has 180 views, and it talks about the most disliked aspect of medical internship. I feel it's a gripping video which you should definitely check out. It's not from my own point of view. It's one of those videos where I've tried to explain something which I have not experienced myself, and it made me extremely uncomfortable talking about that issue. But I felt that discomfort needed to be confronted, and I needed to talk about it. So I talked about it in video number 465. In video number 466, I tried to simplify a topic which many students find very difficult to remember: levels of evidence in medical research. I tried to use the analogy of somebody who has seen a UFO, and how will they go about it to prove to the world without a shadow of a doubt that UFOs do exist. In terms of the levels of evidence, I tried to make it simple, but if the events of the last 1 week are to be believed, then it's really not been that simple. In video number 467, I talked about the top 25 movies, in my humble opinion, of the last 25 years. I tried to divide them into 3 categories: English movies, Hindi movies, and movies in other languages. And I think I've missed out on a number of movies that I could have included, such as Kahani perhaps, but I did not like Kahani that much. I have to say this. I know it's a very popular movie, but I didn't like it that much. But one movie which I really liked and I did not include for some reason, I probably forgot about it, is Bheja Fry, which is one of the most underrated comedy cult hits that I have ever watched. In video number 468, I tried to try my voice at mimicking an American accent, and a British accent, and of course my accent, where I talked about 9 different words which are pronounced in slightly different ways in American accent, British accent, and in my accent. Of course, I know that there is no such thing as an American accent, because accents within America are quite different. You have the New England accent, New York accent perhaps, California has an accent, southern states like Texas has an accent, so different states have their own accents. I know that, but I tried to replicate as best as the artificial intelligence softwares would tell me. In video number 469, this is a video which inadvertently became quite personal. I talked about the parts of India I have not visited, and some parts of India that I have not visited have had unpleasant experiences for the people who did visit those parts in the last few days. In video number 470, I talked about how Marx was from Germany. He wrote the Communist Manifesto while living in London, but communism took birth in Russia, quite far away from Marx's geographical location, certainly not during Marx's lifetime, and Marx had not envisioned communism taking root in a country like Russia, but it did. How did that happen? I've talked about that in video number 470. And in video number 471, I have boldly stated something that everybody seems to be aware of, except some people who did vote for communists to be elected into government, where I stated that communism is not compatible with democracy, at least in terms of its philosophy and in the historical implementation of communism around the world. So that was my live stream where I talked about certain things, and of course I showed off my new purchase. I hope this will improve the audio quality of the videos. And behind me, what you can see is, what can you see on behind me? Behind me is a very fun take on the waiting lines for dentist appointments in the United Kingdom. Also, fun fact, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is the longest name for any sovereign country in the world, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Thank you for watching this live stream. I'll see you in the next one.